Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here, and welcome back to another league on our channel. It has been so long. We're completely away from the MPBA disaster that was. Absolute disaster. We're gone. We're moved on. Different league, different format, the whole shebang. And finally, the Wexford Wailords are back in action. We are in the IPBA, oh no, the IBA, sorry, the IBA, the Irish Battle Association, which is a GBA style format. For you guys who don't know what the GBA is, it's the Global Battle Association. It was the very first, or maybe not the first, but it was the first major competitive league type format in Pokemon. Full stop. It's if you watch Pokemon YouTube videos, and you don't know what the GBA is, you need to check it out pronto. But it's basically just a bunch of Irish lads sit down, play this kind of format, and it is actually quite competitive. And I'm really looking forward to this season. It's extremely well run. The guys in it are absolutely sound out. Good fun, the whole of them, and I cannot wait until we get stuck into this season and actually can have a few battles and hopefully do well this season. I know I'm the newcomer, and everybody's kind of gotten a good bit of experience in this format. All the other formats I've had, we don't use like the GBA style of drafting. I'd get into that a little bit. We normally do it by tiers, but these guys do it by GBA style. So it was kind of like one of the few times I've done it. So I'm hoping I have a decent team. But before I dive into my draft recap, this is the draft recap video after all. I want to give a few shout outs, a few thanks to a few people within the IBA. I want to thank Brian for bringing me in. He knew I was looking for another league, and when I heard that there was potentially a spot open up, I said, put me on the waiting list. I want in as soon as there's a spot open. I want in straight away, no problem. Spot opened up in the middle of the draft, and he asked me, did I want in? I said, yes, no problem, I'm in. So he got me in. I want to say thank you very much for that, and I want to say a big thank you to Jamie, who's provided a lot of the graphics for like the thumbnails that you guys are going to see, and a good few of the logos as well. And I want to thank Adam as well for providing a few more of the ones that I was missing too. It makes my life so much easier having to design these thumbnails. But without further ado, let's get into it. Like I said, the IBA is the IBA. I'm going to I'll get around to this in this episode. But the IBA is a GBA style league format. So basically, the Pokemon don't go by Smogon tiers. They're basically divided into different tiers. And for each pick, you have to pick a certain X amount of Pokemon from each tier. So you have to pick like one tier 1 Pokemon, one tier 2 Pokemon, two tier 3 Pokemon, two and maybe I think it's one tier 4 Pokemon. Can't remember off the top of my head, but you get 11 picks, and you have 5 of them. You have to get a mega pick as well, and then you get 4 free picks. And out of those 4 free picks, you have 400 points to spend, and you and each tier that you pick from is cost points. So like if I was to pick a tier 1 Pokemon for my for one of my free picks, that cost me 180 points. So I lose. So I'm down to was it 180? I should know this. 220. I'm down to 220 points then. Like that's just one example. So it's a little bit different. Obviously, there's loads of examples of this online. Just check out the GBA and you guys will see it. No problem at all. It's the same format. It's based off the tiers are based off last season, except we have included Mega Metagross this season. So I didn't pick up Mega Metagross sadly, but Mega Metagross is included this season. And this is our team. This is the Wexford Wailords for the IPBA in season 3, and let's get into it. So let me bring in mouse over here so we can have a click into it. Right, so the first Pokemon I want to bring up is well, I should actually explain what happened in the draft. So Brian recruited me literally midway through. I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd pick, and I couldn't sit down at the time and pick my Pokemon. I was busy. I was gone. But they said, look, we'll continue on, and then when you're free, you can just pick your free Pokemon, because it wasn't done in say like 2 or 3 hours where we just drafted it all. It was done throughout a couple of days, whenever someone was free, they went on, they just drafted, and then they came back down, and you know, it just progressed like that. So it was over a number of days, and so the next day I was able to sit down and I was able to figure out, well, okay, what do I want to use this season? I was looking around, and there was a good few threats that I was really tempted to pick up. Mega Pinsir, Mega Lopunny were still there. They were still not drafted, which shocked me. And Mew was not drafted at the time, so I could have picked up any of them. I could have picked up Mega Lopunny Mew, or I could have picked up Mega Pinsir Mew. I could have picked up anything. There was so many choices. And I was really struggling for a long time, but what I did see was that the Zard Y T-Tar core was like the dual weather core was still there, and it's something I haven't really used before. Like I've used T-Tar separately and I've used Zard Y separately. I love Zard Y. Zard Y is my favorite mega. It just looks so cool. It's just such a badass. Like, but the dual weather core was there, and I figured, you know, if I go dual weather, it gives me something that no other team has. It means I can draft certain Pokemon that no one's going to really draft. Like, no one's really going to draft a plain Venusaur. You know, it's not that viable. But I can draft it and make it extremely viable because it'll get Chlorophyll. And I figured that, you know, it cover each other so well. Like the Zard's rock weakness, like T-Tar can take it. The Zard Y can take them fighting type attacks. You know, it just looked like it was going to work out. So. And then to couple all off, literally to tie it all together, I decided that I picked Latias because I remember seeing Mega Mogwai doing Zard Y, Zard Y, T-Tar and Latios core, and Latios was taken, so I said I'll just get Latios' sister and get Latias. And even though I don't have that much offensive presence, I get a lot more defensive presence, and I get like Sapinosh and whatnot as well. So I figured that was what I was going to get. And Zardwise got a monstrous attack stat. Like, you look at this thing, fully maxed out, 252. We just put a modest here, like 458 special attack. That is monstrous. That is monstrous. And you were to put a Fire Blast in the sun with this thing, it is going to destroy things. Now, most of the time, I'm probably going to run Timid. It's either it's going to be Timid and Modest. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to run a physical one, even though 104 base physical is actually pretty decent. But I'm probably going to run the special Wall Breaker, tear things down. If I feel like I don't need the speed, I'm going to go Modest. And I'm, you know, Zardwise there to just break walls, like Fire Blast, Solar Beam. You know, it's just brilliant. It's just powerful, and that's what it really is there to do. And then it sets up the sun as well for, you know, a bit of play action going on there with the sun later on. And then T-Tar can do everything. Like, T-Tar is so good at everything. Like, you look at T-Tar's coverage, he's got, you know, let's just look physically. He's got Crunch, he's got Dragon Claw, Dragon Tail, Earthquake, he's got Fire Fang, Fire Punch. What is this guy? He's got Ice Fang, Ice Punch, Iron Head, Outrage, Power Punch. He gets D-Dance, he gets Rock Polish. Look at these moves, like Stealth Rock, Stone Edge. Like, it's great. Like T-Tar's moveset is so crazy. And especially, if you look specially, he's got Dark Pulse, he's got Dragon Pulse, he's got Earth Power, Fire Blast, Flamethrowers, Focus Blast, like Ice Beam. Like, what? Like, this guy can do so much. He's got Power Punch, Pursuit, trapping them Psychic type Pokemon is just, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, T-Tar can do so much, and in the sand, it just makes it so bulky. With that Spadef boost, it's just going to be monstrous. That's what it really is going to be. It's going to be monstrous. It's going to be such a great Pokemon I can just bring in and out the whole time. Cannot wait to use it. And it's been a Pokemon that hasn't really been used in League format, and I think that's because everyone's afraid of using the sand. But we've been seeing T-Tar pick up a little bit more momentum in League formats, and I think now is the time. I just figured I'll just try it out this time, because it is something that is so versatile that I can do so much. So I said, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to use the dual weather core. I'm going to be that guy who everyone's not going to like facing, and we'll go from there. So after that, like I said, I picked up Latias to round off that kind of, you know, that core I've seen before, and Latias is, you know, it's just so good. Like, it can do Calm Mind, Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse. It's got Energy Ball. I think this thing gets Surf as well, doesn't it? It does. It gets Surf as well. So, like, it gets a good bit of coverage. it gets Healing Wish. Now, Healing Wish is such a good move. If you know, I remember, if you guys remember in the UGBC, I carried Healing Wish once or twice, but I never really pulled it off with Jirachi. So you know, it is really good to have, and this thing gets normal wish as well. So like this, it is like a bit of a cleric, and I think you get aromatherapy. No, is it heal bell? It's heal. No, it's not heal pulse. Well, anyways, it does get wish, so it can kind of cleric off a little bit, and it gets defog, so it gives me great house of support for Zard Y. It's absolutely fantastic, and I think these three Pokemon right here are going to be a nuisance for people to not break kill, and I'm hoping it'll work. I'm hoping it'll work. So I had my dual core, and I had Latias, and I was just basically, after that, I was just trying to like kind of complete the rest of the team. You know, get a few more Pokemon that can really take advantage of having dual weather. And the perfect Pokemon to take advantage of having dual weather is Heliolisk. So Solar Panel is back on the Wexford Wailords team. So delighted to have Solar Panel, because Solar Panel does so much. As we know, in the UGBC, I was running Dry Skin every single time, because I didn't have Sand and I didn't have the Sun, so I was running Dry Skin the whole time to give me that water immunity. But now that I have the Sand and the Sun, I can get Sand Veil, which you know, gives me that, you know, that evasiveness. So I could run Bright Powder Sand Veil to just annoy people. Like, what does Bright Powder do again? The accuracy of attacks, yeah, 0.9, you know, so they get an accuracy drop against what they hit me, and then with the Sand Veil, you know, doing them dodging, and then I get Solar Panel, which basically just gives me, you know, a choice specs for free in the Sun, and then I can just put another choice specs on it. I can put another life orb on it. Now it gives me huge recoil, but it's gonna hit, and it's gonna hurt hard. And you guys probably know by now, if you've been with me on the channel for a little bit, Helios gets a lot of special coverage. He gets Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Surf, Full Switch, Thunderbolt, Hyper Voice, Grass Knot. He gets a lot. He gets a lot of stuff, and I'm delighted to have Helios back. Delighted, and especially since he's going to fit so well on this dual weather core. Now, the Zygarde pick was my next pick. So I was looking around at the time, and I was trying to figure out what to pick in Tier 2. Tier 2 was actually probably the toughest tier for me to pick from. I didn't see anything that really fitted into my team. That was the one thing, at the time when I picked Zygarde, I was just looking and I didn't see anything. I really, honestly, now hand on heart, I didn't see anything that really fit into my team. And you have to pick a Tier 2 Pokemon. There's no way I can turn around and say I'm going to have a team with no Tier 2s. You have to have a Tier 2 Pokemon, it's the rules. And I was looking around, and I just couldn't find anything. Could not find anything. And anything I had wanted for Tier 2 was gone already, and that would have fit my dual weather core. And it eventually just led me down the path that, right, I'm going to pick up Zygarde, because Zygarde isn't going to get hit by the Sandstorm. Granted, it really does add to my ice weakness. Like with Latias and Zygarde now, I do have a bit of an ice weakness. Now the T-Tower, like, obviously compensates for that, but it's still it's there, like, you know. But the other thing that I was looking at when I saw Zygarde, I figured, right, this Zygarde can do offense and defense pretty well. Like, it gets Coil, which is extremely good. Like, if you look at his stats, he's got a lot of bulk to him. Decent speed tier, good HP stat. You can do that Coil, Dragon Tail subset, which really is annoying. And then it can go offensive with Extreme Speed, Dragon Dance, Outrage. You know, all them kind of shenanigans. I get Haze. You know, it just kind of seemed to fit well somehow. Like, it gave me a good bit more versatility. And it meant that I didn't really get hit by the it just for me, it fit better in the team compared to all the other Tier 2s I could have picked up. I felt Zygarde just fit better in the team, and it had a lot of versatility to it as well. So I felt, look, it has an ice weakness. Granted, I can patch that up and it'll be fine. So I picked up Zygarde, and I'm happy to have Zygarde on the team. Hopefully I should be able to use 1,000 hours now, to be fair. Cause it was released recently, but probably not. I have to double check. I don't even really know what it does actually, to be honest. But yeah, no, Zygarde's on the team, and I cannot wait to use him. I think he'll pull a clutch for us once or twice this season. So we got the Zygarde pick, and then I'm just going to go through the rest of my draft process, because I was able to pick the first 3 right off the bat, and then after that I was kind of just adding stuff onto it each pick, because I had caught up to the rest of the draft after Latias. So I picked Zygarde, and I was looking around and I said, right, bulky water type now, let's stuff this ice weakness while I still can. And I was looking, and Vaporeon was free. Vaporeon was wide open. Now this is the one time I got really badly sniped. Vaporeon was wide open, and for me I was like, right, I'm getting Vaporeon when it comes around to my turn. The turn right before mine, Vaporeon gets picked up. So I instantly got sniped. I was devastated. I was gutted. I was just, infuriated. Obviously, like, when you put your thought into it and saying, right, I'm going to go for, Vaporeon. But look, that's what happens. It's the nature of the nature of the draft. So I decided to go for Alomomola. Alomomola. That's a bit of a tongue twister now. It took me a while to practice that before I did the video. But I decided to go for Alomomola because it is a ridiculously bulky water type. It is a ridiculously bulky water type. Now, we'll have a quick look at his stats, and you're probably looking at her stats thinking, that Spadef is brutal, and that defense is mediocre, but that HP stat's fantastic. And Alomomola is basically just like a water type version of Chansey. That's basically what Alomomola is. If you don't have Thunderbolt, you're not going to be able to hit Alomomola pretty hard. And Zygarde kind of covers me with the Thunderbolt. Latias kind of covers me on a Thunderbolt as well. So I was kind of thinking, it's not that bad of a pick. It's not the worst pick. I was going to be weak to electricity anyways if I drafted Vaporeon or another bulky water type. And I said, screw it. Alomomola it is. It's a lower tier pick as well, so it means I'm not wasting one of my higher tier picks. And it'll work out great. Now, offensively, this thing's trash. Like, look at them offensive stats. It is trash. It's brutal. There's just no getting around it. It's awful, right? But it does get I'm not gonna lie, it gets a good bit of defensive utility. It gets Healing Wish as well, which is really, really cool. It gets Scald. Everyone kind of runs Scald on Alomomola so as it can pick up a few burns, which is nice. It gets what else does it get? What else was it getting? Scald was the main one. It does get Wish. It does get Wish. I thought I got Heal Bell as well, didn't it? Don't think I did get Heal Bell. Don't think it does. Yeah, no, I was wrong there again. But no, it's kind of run up, a bit specially, and it's kind of, but you run it with a bit of defense, so you kind of have Scald as your offensive move, and then you have Wish and Protect, and you're doing all them kind of shenanigans, And it gets Hydration, which is in the rain, but it's Regenerator. Regenerator is really, really good. So trying to take down Alomomola is just a pain. It really is a pain. So I'm hoping Alomomola will do the work defensively, give me a bit of goings on. I think this thing gets Haze. It doesn't get Haze. Well, that kind of sucks, but it means it really is set up for it. Really, Alomomola really is set up for it. But I think it'll do the job. I think it'll do the job just nicely. So those are my first 6 picks, and it was we were heading towards the tail end of the draft now, and it was really coming down to what I wanted. Just trying to fill out the rest of the roles on my team that I needed. I figured I needed a spinner. I wanted someone to take advantage of the sun, and I wanted something to take advantage of the sand. And that was, and everything else was just that was all I really wanted. I was just one Pokemon to fill out those roles. So my turn came around again, and I said, right, I'll pick up a spinner this time. And pretty much one of the best spinners in the game was sitting there doing that, and nobody picked it up. And I was like, Hitmontop, you're coming home. So Hitmontop came to the Wexford Wailords then. Another lower tier pick, so that was handy. I was filling out all my lower tier kind of slots halfway through the draft, which is lovely. And there's not really much to say about Hitmontop. It rapid spins, it gets Intimidate, which is which, as you guys know, it just cuts the attack stat by half. It's got really good bulk, 95 defense, 110 Spadef, and with that defense, with the Intimidate drop, that's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And this thing's not no slouch offensively either. Like, you talk about 95 base attack, and he gets technician. You know, it's not that scary. Like, you know, it's pretty well. I'm not saying that's not that scary. I'm saying it's not that much of a slouch. And we could run bulk up on this thing, but it's tough. It's not an easy thing to beat. It's not an easy thing to beat by any stretch of the imagination. So I figured might as well run with it, give it a go. I get Pursuit as well, which is pretty cool. I get Sucker Punch for a bit of priority. I just figured, look, it works out. It just worked out really well. And it also means now that T-Tar can set up the rocks, and I don't have to defog and all that kind of shenanigans. It gave me a load of options when I drafted it. So I was like, beautiful, aces, fantastic. And then, yeah, like after I got him on top pick, I was I knew after that, I said, right, I want to get somebody with the sun, and when I want to get somebody that uses the sun really well, you need chlorophyll or solar panel or solar power. I have solar power in Heloisk. I might as well get something with chlorophyll, and that let me pick Venusaur. So there was a couple of things. There was a couple of reasons why I drafted Venusaur. One was because I was kind of scared of fairies. Venusaur kind of deals with fairies a little bit, so I was happy enough drafting it. It has chlorophyll, and to be perfectly honest, there wasn't actually that many chlorophyll Pokemon left. Tangoat was gone, which is a big one, like, because Tango can have regenerate. It can either use regenerate or chlorophyll, which is very nice. And there's a few lower tier ones knocking around, but for me, I really wanted Venusaur because Venusaur, packs a punch. Like, he gets 100 base special attack, 100 base Spadef. You slap a choice specs on this thing, great. But you could also give it growth. Now, growth in the sun is like +2 attack and +2 special attack. So, can you imagine? Venusaur comes in, I get a free growth off. I'm going to outspeed because I got chlorophyll, and I can run, but I can run mix. I can run earthquake, knockoff, Giga Drain, something else, or I can, like, there's so much I can run. Like, I can run Leaf Storm. I can run, like, this thing is outrage. Can you believe that? Outrage Venusaur, that's crazy. Like, it's absolutely nuts. Seed Bomb to get that, just to be safe. I guess Sludge Bomb. As most of you guys know, I can use that to deal with fairies. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. So I figured Venusaur with chlorophyll is just going to be a huge threat, and it can kind of do a little bit of a role defensively. The Mega is a lot better at doing that, but I think, like, if it comes down to it, I can always obviously run defensive Venusaur as well, and that could put in a bit of work as well. So I figured, there's my chlorophyll user, beautiful, picked it up, no hassle at all, and it was nice. It was a really good pick. And after that, my next 3 picks, I was kind of struggling what to pick last. I knew I wanted Stoutland. I wanted Stoutland a long time ago, like really early in the draft. And when I knew I picked up T-Tar, and after I drafted Zygarde, I decided I wanted Stoutland because Excadrill was gone, so I couldn't really use Excadrill to be sand rushing things. And Excadrill was gone very early as well, which is a little bit disappointing for me, but you make do. And I figured, right, Stoutland has got sand rush, but I knew that nobody's going to draft Stoutland. Like, nobody's going to say I'm going to draft Stoutland on my team. It didn't make any sense if you don't have the sand. So I figured, right, I can say Stoutland to my very last pick. Nobody's going to draft it. I'll be safe. That's fine. And then, like, literally the other 2 Pokemon, I figured, right, I might as well just pick stuff up that I think I will actually need. And I was looking at a bug steel type because despite only having fire type weakness, it's only a fire type weakness. And if you look at the rest of my team, if you look at the list of Pokemon I have here, 5 out of 6 of them resist fire, and then just 3 of these are weak to it. So I do have a bit of a balance with the fire type. It's like it cuts half my team, but the other team kind of resist it. I know it's there, but I figured at the time that Fortress might be a really good bet because I was looking at the bug steel type. It's a tough type to beat if you play around, because if you don't have the fire coverage or your fire coverage is gone, you're not going to be able to beat the steel bug type, and it's just ridiculous. It's got 1 weakness, and granted it's 4 times effective, it's a pain to deal with if you don't have it covered. So at the time it was Fortress or Escavalier that I was knocking about, and I decided I'd go for Fortress because I get Rapid Spin, I get Spikes, I get Toxic Spikes, so, and I get another Stealth Rocker. So this kind like Fortress just literally opened up hazard stacking on my team completely. So like if you look at my team, I have the Sand, I have the Sun, I now have hazard stacking as well. So it gave me a lot of options with, for my draft. Look, if you look at the moveset, like it's pretty standard what Fortress does. Comes in, spins, takes hits. That's about it. You know, that's really what it is. It can Earthquake, it can do Gyro Ball. It does all that fun stuff. It's not really an offensive presence. You know, he's got like 90 base attack, but it's not really an offensive presence. So that's pretty much what Fortress does. And like I do get Overcoat. So I am immune to them powder moves, but I can't see them powder moves being coming unless I see it far away. I can't see the powder moves coming. I think Sturdy is kind of better, especially if in case I need to come in and spin rocks away on a fire type Pokemon. Hopefully I won't have to do that. I don't plan on letting that situation happen, but hopefully that's hopefully that doesn't happen. But in case it does, you know, that's probably the reason why you're going to see me rock out Sturdy more often than Overcoat. And that was the main reason why I picked Fortress. I knew I wanted that typing because it's a really good typing, and you know I just chose Fortress over Escavalier because Fortress just gives me, it just opens up a whole different dimension to my team. And then I figured, right, if I'm bringing hazards, I better have something that stop hazards, hazard removal, bar defog, and that means, so like you have defog that removes it, but then you have rapid spin. So I figured, right, let's pick up a ghost type that can kind of deal with the that can kind of that spin blocks, I should say. And then I looked around and I figured, right, I'll bring Frostas because Frostas is wicked fast, like wicked fast, 110 base speed. And if you were to look at my team overall right here, I don't have that much speed really. Like Latias base speed is like it's 110, Heliolisk is 110, and then Frostlass is 110. But after that, I need the Sand for Stoutland to be fast. I need the Sun for Venusaur to be fast. Charizard is in the 100 base speed tier, and the rest of them are below it. So Frostas gave me a spin blocker, gave me good speed. It's not the best offensively, but it's not. It does give me a bit of a spin blocker, and it's hard to say that it can hit hard, but it does give me spikes. It does give me Destiny Bond in case I'm stuck. I need to kill something with it because Frostas is going to speed most things. So if I really need to kill a wall, I can bring Frostas in. I can try and chip away at it, or I can set up my spikes. Granted, I can debond it, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I can set up screens with it as well. Shadow Ball with it. It's not something that's going to be huge for me. Like really, what Frostas does is like it's an anti-lead, it's a suicide lead. It comes in, sets up your spikes, does all them shenanigans, then it either dies or it doesn't do that much later on. So that's it's probably one of the main reasons why I picked up Frostlass. But as well, on top of that, like it does give me ice coverage, so that's always nice to have with them dragon types knocking around. So I think as well, since Frost outspeeds most of them dragons, unless if they're not boosted, it's great. So it helps me out superbly. So figured Frostas, pick it up. Especially looking at the rest of the ghosts that were available at the time. Especially looking at the rest of the ghosts that were left in the draft, I figured just Frostas was the best of the whole lot of them. And then last but not least, as I said, I wanted Stoutland, and I put Stoutland as last because Stoutland isn't going anywhere. No one's going to pick up Stoutland, and I was right. Stoutland didn't go anywhere. You look at it, I mainly picked him up for Sandrush. Double this guy's speed, max speed, max attack. Nothing's going to outrun it. You just put a choice band on this thing. Like 110 base attack is not to be laughing at. Like, you put that thing as adamant. Over 300 base attack, and this thing's going to hurt. Like, so you can put on like return on this. Make sure it's happy, obviously. Put return on this. Put you know, it gets a good bit of coverage, gets Ice Fang, gets Iron Head, gets Play Rough. Just looking down around again, you know, gets super power for them steel types, and you know, it gets Wild Charge as well, which is pretty cool. But you know, it does get a nice bit of special coverage, but its special attack is booty, like it's awful. But I'm mainly here. It's mainly here as an offensive presence. It's mainly there just so as to go in, stand is up, and it's going to run hard, it's going to run fast, and it's going to hit. So that is the plan with Stoutland, and you know, it's basically just, you know, it's just a poor man's Excadrill. Poor man's Excadrill, you know, and no, it's a very poor man's Excadrill and a poor man's Sand Slash. That's what it is really. But I wanted something with Sandwich so as I can take advantage of the sand, and Stoutland was there. So that's my draft recap. I know I went 100,000 miles. I went really fast through it. I was kind of just going one after the other. I'm sorry if you didn't quite catch everything. I'm just really excited for this league. Haven't been in a league in so long now. I'm kind of getting withdrawal symptoms from it, and I do think I have a really good chance of making playoffs this season. Because I got a good team, and saying that, I don't really know what everyone's like. How they are up to scratch battling wise either. I'm playing guys I've never played against before in my life. So it's going to be until, like, you know, first few weeks in, where I actually engage what everyone's like. I'm not really going to know how I'm going to get on, but on paper I think I've got a good chance. I do like my team. I think a good bit of coverage, good bit of versatility to it, and I think, you know, we should be A1 to take. Probably get playoffs. So before we go, the league is split into 4 divisions, and I believe it's like the top 2 from each division gets playoffs. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for, first and second in the division, and hopefully we get it. And that is that. So if you guys are hyped to see your Wexford Wailords back in action yet once again after what has been literally way too long of a break, please click that like button down below. If you guys have any suggestions or any thoughts about what you like, what you don't like about my team this season, please let me know in the comment section down below. Love to hear your thought process on the whole thing. I think I did okay, but I always like getting another person's view, because I'm obviously biased. I'm obviously completely biased. And then last but not least, if you guys want to see some IBA action and some your Wexford Wailords coming your way, please click that subscribe button down below for me, you guys. It means the world to me. And on that note, I'll see you next time.